Hello internet, hello future me. It is Tuesday, 21st of November, 2023, 11:50 p.m. CET. Today, hopefully, is a quick one. I just thought of something I wanted to talk about. So, I'm interested in filmmaking. That's why I've been taking a minor in film and philosophy and all that. A humanities minor, despite my major being in biology. And I've been struggling with how I would be able to produce something original and authentic to me, because this dilemma I have is I could try to do a more extensive education in the future at like a film school, whatever, or just even take master classes or whatever, and be more in a technically and I don't know, just be more proficient in filmmaking. But then at the same time, that sort of extensive film education would definitely mold me to produce certain films, I think, that would line more with the mainstream, or at least line more with whatever I learn, whatever the social, cultural context, the institution I would be educated in would be, I think. But then the problem is I lack the knowledge, skills, possibly even connections to be able to do filmmaking. So I've been struggling. And the thing is, like, even taking this minor has shaped so much of how I perceive film. And I know that already kind of impacts how I want a film should be. And I'm also watching different films. I'm scared that's shaping my film into something that's not me, and I don't know what to do. And like these experimental films, the problem with experimental films is that it's experimental because it's relative. You know, it's experimental to the non-experimental. So in that sense, it still follows a sort of culture that is common. So, what do I do? I don't know. I do have one idea, which it is not necessarily something like that unique or authentic of a thing. Also, the whole question I have also been thinking about is, why am I so obsessed with trying to pursue something so unique? Because it's not necessarily the case that something so unique would be valued, or it doesn't. I mean, I think it's nicer if it's better perceived by other people than just my own self-satisfaction. But either case is like pure uniqueness, something that I should strive for? I know it's impossible, but should I be striving for that? Or are there certain other elements that might be more important that I should work on? I don't know. And also, one thing I wanted to point out is with this dilemma of uniqueness, the issue is I am already influenced. So does that mean I should go full on and just get influenced by so much stuff that I don't have a clear path of expressing all these influences? Or should I stick to now, where the influence of filmmaking is still kind of ambiguous, so there's not like a clear molded path for me? I'm not sure, but at the same time, as I said, there is kind of a molded path already because I am already influenced. But also, the most important problem I have is my laziness. Learning about all these experimental filmmakers that made, or not just experimental, but some of these big filmmakers, they made their first popular films when they were in high school, or just younger than me. And with our current technology, there is nothing stopping me from trying to do something like that. But at the same time, I'm not. I made some videos, but they're more humor, or I guess kind of absurd humor. I'm not gonna say what the channel is here, but people can probably find it. Yeah. But I do have one concept of, I want to say, avant-garde, experimental, more on the experimental side. But I don't know if this film idea is already kind of brought up, because I haven't gone through the whole avant-garde course. So it might be in the neo-avant-garde that this concept is already talked about. But basically, I was looking at some experimental, or learning about some experimental films. I already forgot the name, but there was this one, like the iconic abstract experimental film. It plays around with time and space, and it has this iconic scene of ants crawling out of a hand. And the whole idea of that film was that it's trying to go against rationality. It's a sort of dream sequence, or it's sort of breaking the boundaries of causality and logic. And the whole idea is that you cannot abstract any rational symbolism from that film. And what I want to do is say it's impossible to stray away from a rational abstraction. Even if it's the most absurd thing, we can probably always find a way to seek meaning out of it. And it would be titled like, what do you make of this, or the meaning behind it all, or some sort of title that invites the audience to come up with their own interpretation. And the film would be this experimental, absurd, breaking the logic. But the film would, the whole idea of the film would be that no matter how absurd, people are going to find meaning, even if it's different. And the whole point of that is reflective of our world, where in reality nothing really makes sense, but with communal process, from pattern seeking, all of that. We craft meaning out of nothing, out of absurdity, meaninglessness. And that's why um, avoiding or trying to create something where rationalizing any symbolism makes, or it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't so the point was that film was the whole point of that film was that rational understanding is pointless. But my point I'm trying to make here is we're always going to make rational understanding of something that doesn't have meaning, and it's pointless to avoid that. And that's what my experimental film would be. That's one of the ideas. I think it's an idea that I've been thinking about for a long time, in terms of the concept, not the film. So I think it makes sense for me to make a film like that. But if it's a film that's already made, I don't want to do it. But also, maybe it's an excuse. I mean, why not still make the film, even if it's out there? There's plenty of different films that are already out there. They kind of copy each other. So yeah. Well, that's it. It's 12 a.m. now. I want to go to sleep. I'm going to make In-N-Out burgers again tomorrow. I failed. I kind of caused a big smoke disaster last time. I think because I used oil and I pressed down. I'm not, or the fat, I don't know. I'll maybe try using butter. Or there was too much oil. I don't know. Or maybe it was too hot. I'll try lowering the heat next time. Although I know in the recipe it said high heat. So I think I'll lower the heat. And hopefully there will be no smoke alarms being triggered. Okay. Well, I hope you have I don't know, whatever.